welcome.
Hi, we're SpielMill. I'm Jen.
And I'm Jane.
And we're SpielMill.
And we'll still SpielMill.
We're still SpielMill.
We'll be SpielMill in 5 minutes too. It's very exciting.
We will. So we disappeared for a while because we bought a house.
Yeah, how exciting is that?
It was very exciting, and we posted the video of our game room, which we finally more or less finished. And so we're going to do a tour of our shelves.
Yeah, we thought we'd go through our collection real quick.
Yeah.
Now we're going to have to try to do this quick, yet, you know.
We do have a lot of games.
We do have a lot of games, but we're going to do it section by section. So this is just our first section, which we'll go through and show you our games.
Yeah. You want to get started?
Yeah, so this beginning's really simple, really easy, because it's all Stefan Feld. We put some of our favorite designers at the beginning of our collection. Most of it's alphabetical, but we put some of our favorite designers at the beginning. So we start with some Stefan Felds. We start with the city collection. So we have Amsterdam. We got Cusco, which is brand new, but we haven't opened yet. And Hamburg, right there.
Yep.
And then over here we have Marrakesh. And then we have the Marrakesh expansion, Nomads and Camels, which we haven't. And I'm not going to pull that out because there's something on top there. But then we also have Vienna, and we have the coins for the city collection too. They had a bunch of different coins. We only have one or two different kinds.
Now we had New York, but we're selling it because we didn't like it, and we only have so much room. We have a lot of games, so that's one we're going to go ahead and get rid of.
We're not as big on area control, so like we don't dislike all area control games, but it takes a certain kind of game to get our groove on, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on, we have more Stefan Feld. We have Amerigo, love this gamer's Cube Tower, Carpe Diem, and then over here, Castles of Burgundy. We've got the big bucks, which is why there's a big space here, because it wouldn't fit. And we are committed to alphabetization, even when we're by designer. And then, of course, I can't even see what that is, Bonfire and Forum Trajanum.
Right. But Feld takes up more than just a row of games.
We got a lot of Feld.
So over here we have Coco Pelli, which is one of those lesser known games, but we really like it. It's a kind of a take that card game, and we don't like take that, but we like Coco Pelli.
It's light. It's one of his lighter games.
Yeah, it's lighter, and the take that is it's not as aggressive as take that can be in some other games. So it works out kind of well. And the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Luna, which I have to pull out because it's so pretty.
It is gorgeous.
And then, of course, we have Merlin, the Merlin expansion for Morgana. We have the Merlin big box. So I'm not going to pull that out because it's big. But that gives you an idea. And probably our most played game of any stature is Notre Dame. Dun, 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 dun.
Yep. Number 1.
And we played that over 100 times?
Yeah, over 100 times as of this year.
I had to pull it out to see it, but Trajan is our next game, and that's it for Feld.
And then...
So why don't you take over with...
Yes. Then we have our second designer in our designer collection, Lacerda. We don't have nearly as many Lacerda games, but he holds a very special place in our heart and collection, so he got his own shelf. We've got Bot Factory, CO2, A Second Chance, The Gallerist, probably my favorite, Kanban EV, which we have not played, Lisboa, Mars, on Mars. Oh my god, this chunky monkey did us in, but it was really good. And then Mercado de Lisboa, Vinahos, and then our other unplayed. We've got 2 unplayed Lacerdas is Weather Machine. The other thing about our house is it's like 55, 60 degrees downstairs and 80 degrees upstairs, and so I have had a wardrobe change. I've taken off my jacket. Now, this shelf, this has my gateway game.
Well, this is a new designer.
This is a new designer. We're on to our favorite designer. And my gateway game, Agricola. I love this game, and I love Uwe forever. And so we've got a couple of expansions. We've got All Creatures Big and Small from Uwe, At the Gates of Loyang, which we have not played, and Applejack, which I've only played online. But I'm excited to get to the table.
Still in shrink wrap.
Yeah.
Okay, and over here we have more Uwe. We have Atawa, which we have not played yet. It's still in shrink wrap. Cottage Garden, which we really enjoy. One of our favorite beasties, A Feast for Odin! And the Feast for Odin expansion that everyone praises, which is the Norwegians.
And Still and Shrink.
So we'll have to get that into play sometime this year.
Mm-hmm. We continue. We've got more Uwe. We've got Fields of Arl. We have... Oh, I can't pull it out. It's stuffed in there. It's stuffed in there. You're going to have to trust me that back there is Glass Road. Love the wheel mechanism in that, or the whatever you call it. That's amazing. Hallertau, and then Le Havre. We have not played Le Havre yet. We haven't played Fields of Arl yet either.
No.
So we got 2 on our shelf of opportunity from Uwe. We were going to do Uwe Palooza last year, but it just didn't happen.
All right, so continuing with Uwe, we have Newsford. It's exciting. And then we have the Orienberger Canal, which we have not played yet. And we have Sagani, which we've played a ton, and Spring Meadow. And that's Uwe.
And that's Uwe, our favorite designer. So where do we go from there? I'm going to tell you. Thanks for asking.
I'm disappearing.
So now we start general alphabetization. We started with numbers. So we have 7th Continent, 7 Wonders, 7 Wonders Duel, and one of our favorites that is really goes under the radar, 10 Days in Asia. Okay, so we got more 10 days. 10 days in Africa. We had a couple others. We got rid of them. These are the 2 we're keeping. See, we're culling. We're being responsible. 878 Vikings, which is amazing. And from Academy Games. Love this. Siege of Quebec, 1759. Totally still on our shelf of opportunity. And then one of my top 10 games of all time, Abomination.
So we continue with the Alpha games. Alphabetical games, not alpha games. They're not beating up on each other or dominating each other or anything weird like that. But we have Above and Below, and then we have Adventureland. I think this is an underrated game that doesn't get a lot of attention. Aggro, which we haven't played, and ANZ Outcast, and we love ANZ, and more ANZ because ANZ is fantastic, and these 2 are still in Shrink. This is so exciting. We have so much more ANZ that we can play, and my hat's falling off for some reason. So, but just great. ANZ Legacy. This is a really great legacy. I think it's one of the more straightforward legacies, but it's really fun. We had a real blast with it. And then over here, we have one more ANZ. This is ANZ. Actually, this is the base game. This is the original ANZ. And then we have the Age of Atlantis, which I'm very excited to play. I've heard good things in Age of Rome. These are both recently come in, so they're both still in Shrink.
Alhambra Mega Box. Love this game. This is a great intro game or gateway game too. It's a great game to play with family and friends who may not be gamers. So if you haven't tried it, highly recommend it. We have All American Football. This was Jane's growing up, so we kept this. It's definitely a legacy game, legacy of our childhood.
Yeah, not a legacy.
Not a legacy. And then Alma Mater, and we've got a couple of expansions for Alma Mater too.
Yeah, those are not Alma Mater.
Forget it. We've got Alma Mater, and then we've got Almanac. And I want to talk for a second about the fact that somebody made a game that is too freaking tall for a calyx by just a little bit. That's annoying. Publishers, please don't do that. So Almanac goes in that way, and it looks like it's an expansion for Alma Mater. They're not doing themselves any favor.
Next up, we have the original Almanac, which I'll pull out since you can't see it. Note that there's no name on the spine, so it's too tall to fit on the shelf, but then there's no name on the spine either, which is kind of a little bit annoying.
It's a bad idea.
And you know what, Jen? We're missing Alter Quest.
We are.
We have a placeholder for Alter Quest. I don't know where Alter Quest is. We just moved. Hopefully it's in a box.
Oh, I found another box of games to unpack. But It's not in there.
You heard the report here first. She found another box of games to unpack. Okay, well that's fine. We left room for games because we have a spreadsheet using BGG. We log what games we own, and then we use the spreadsheet to sort of order them and stuff. So we knew every game that we own, and we left spots for games that we knew were coming. So there may not be enough room here for Alter Quest when it comes in, but we'll find out. Then we have the reprint of Amon-Re, which is very exciting. And we have, this is probably just an okay game. It's more of a trivia game about the Appalachian Trail. It's Appalachian Trail Chance. It's okay, but as a hiker, avid hiker, kind of really like it. Antarctica, which we haven't played. Another one we haven't played, Arabella and Arcana Rising. We're on a roll. We have played Arc Nova, of course, and this is very exciting. I might as well introduce it. This is just an expansion for it because the box is really big, but Arc Heist, which is a really cool looking legacy game that we haven't played yet, but that's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, 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 oh. Arceus. Oh, it's so big. Oh my gosh. It takes up almost an entire shelf by itself, and there's only room for one little game. Arkham Horror, the card game. And then on the next shelf, we've got Arkwright, Armageddon, and Artisans of Splendid Vale. Again, another giant chunky game that's taking up most of the shelf. So, you know, some of these really big games take up a lot of room. So it's not quite as many games as it seems. It's a lot.
All right, so here we are with our next row of games. There's so many games, right? Heil is our next game. This is a pretty cool little kind of party-ish game.
Polyomino.
Where's the rest of AV Ghost? Why is this here?
It's down there.
Why is it down there?
Because I realized how much shifting I would have to do and gave up.
Okay, so this is out of order, but here's the expansion for AV Ghost. AV Ghost is a bit controversial. It had a kind of a messy fulfillment on the Kickstarter, and some people still have not gotten it. But we did get it. We paid extra to get it, and it's so good. So it is worth it if you can get your hands on it. But they're talking about a possible reprint, so keep your eyes open for that. But of course, this first Kickstarter, but another publisher is getting involved. That's the difference. So Avaroma, this is probably one of my favorite designers that's not really well known. And how do you say his name? It's Soji Attila. He made this in prehistory and stuff. If you like kind of heavy worker placement with creative mechanisms, check out Soji. He's really good. And then we have our Azules. So we have more Azules than this, don't we?
No, we got rid of them.
Okay, we have Azul, the base game. And then we have Azul Queen's Garden. Okay, so now on to the next shelf. We have Backyard Chickens, which is a cute little deck building game about backyard chickens. So that's pretty straightforward. Baseball Highlights 2045, which is one of the better sports games. It's upside down. All right, let's put that right side up. All right. And then we have a game that's special to us, and that's because our wedding anniversary is on Bastille Day.
And it's a really good game.
And
you don't hear about it.
And now it says it's 3 players or 4 players, and not for 2 players. But with a couple of really simple adjustments, which you can find on Board Game Geek, it totally works for 2. So, and then we have Beer and Bread from Scott Alms, which is, of course, a fun, delightful 2-player game. Very good.
Well, Jane moved Beer and Bread to our small game shelf, which you'll see in another video. But that made room for Azul when we find it. Problem solved. Here we've got Beowulf, which is, I don't even remember this game. It was one of the first games we played together. We're going to have to play that again and see if we want to keep it. Beyond the Sun, Belgian Beer Race, which we've talked about because we love this for Oktoberfest.
And there's a dice game out now.
For
Belgian Beer Race.
Belgian Beer Race, yeah.
That's exciting.
That is exciting. Scooby-Doo, Betrayal at Mystery Mansion. So excited about that. And Between Two Cities. Moving on to the next shelf, we have Betwixt and Between, which I keep thinking is one of our single play games because it looks like Adrift and the other one. But it's not. It's not a single play. We have Beyond the Rift, a Perdition's Mouth card game. Birdie, a disc golf game. So we may not be able to play disc golf anymore, but we can play disc golf board game. And then Atlantis Rising. We've got some expansions for it as well. That is new in shrink. That's another one that came in while Jane was really particularly sick and couldn't get to the table. So that's why a lot of these are new in shrink, is we got them in that period. So we're pretty excited to get to play them now.
Well, I gotta kind of film this back in because for somehow I deleted some footage. But here we go. One of the games that we didn't cover yet is Barbarians. That's what's next. This game has a nice big three-dimensional thing that goes in the center of the table. Looks really cool, but we have not played it. We have played, although this is the new edition, which we haven't played, but we've played this game multiple times, block by block. What a great game. This is for you anarchist types. Really good, fun game where you're fighting the man. And then we have the blueprints of the Mad King Ludwig. And this is a chunky roll and write, basically, that we are excited to play, but it just came in. Then we have Bon Marzo, which is one of our oldest games on our shelf of opportunity. So we'll be getting to that hopefully soon. And then we have Bonsai, which we're very excited for. I believe it's a 2-player. We have played Bosk, which is quite a good game. Very abstract but nature-themed game. And finally, we have Bargain Quest. And Bargain Quest is kind of an adventure game. But really, you go shopping for adventure stuff. So that's the main part of it. So it's really fun. Now you can see the boxes in the background, which is, of course, because we're still unpacking. But here we have the Big Book of Madness. We've got Brass, Shangri-La, Bridges of Shangri-La, which we just haven't played, and that's, I don't know much about it. Broom Service, which we do enjoy, and that's the end of this shelf.
I'm probably too old to be down here on the floor. Might have to send help to get me off, but we're at the bottom row. AV Ghosts, out of order. Jane already talked about it. Really good game if you get a chance to play it. It's great for Halloween. We've got Builder, a great dexterity game. We really like this kind of game. Camera. Blood on the Clock Tower came in during the pandemic. Of course, we haven't had a chance to play it in real life with real people, but we have played it online. So excited to test drive this. Now that we have the house, we can have people over. We've got plenty of room to do that. Going on to the next shelf, we have Blood Rage. I'm currently painting the minis for this, and it's actually on our shelf of opportunity, but we're going to play it soon once I get the minis painted. We have Boone Lake, and then Brew Crafters. This is probably one of my favorite alcohol-related games, especially with the expansions. It is so much fun. So we have Budapest, Knights of Fire, and Days of Ire. Knights of Fire, Days of Ire. We alphabetized them under B, so they would be next to each other for Budapest. An expansion for that. Oh my god, one of my favorite games of all time. Bunny Kingdom. I love Bunny Kingdom so much. We're playing it a bunch online right now, which is good because I'm getting a little bit better at it. I'm kind of terrible at it, but it is definitely one of my top 10 games. And then, where are my Buffy fans at? We got Buffy and the Buffy expansion, Friends and Foe. And a lot of people have played Horrified, and it's really the same game, just different characters. So if you like Horrified and you're a Buffy fan, you will love the Buffy game.
So after Buffy, we have Burgle Brothers. This is Burgle Brothers 2. We love Burgle Brothers 1. We have not played 2 yet. But boy, Burgle Brothers is a fantastic game. Burgle Brothers 1 is on the our small game shelf because it is a smaller, size. And then we have Bus. This is an old game from the 90s. This was a reprint from, I believe, Capstone. And very excited for this. I've played it a lot online. So pretty excited about that. And then Cat Code from Phil Walker Harding. And I think this is one of his good games. I find some of his games too simple, but this one's really quite good. And it's a good, simple tiling game. Then we have a nice, chunky, small game, Calico. God, I love Calico. Very tense Very tense game. Camel Up, which is a fun racing game, which we do love and enjoy. I'm not going to pull it out, but we have Call of Kilforth here. And then we have Canvas. What a pretty game about art, basically. Though it's really about meeting certain objectives. It's fairly abstract in how it plays. Then we have Cape May. I'm very partial to this one because of its ties into the New Jersey Shore. I grew up visiting the New Jersey Shore, so that's very exciting. And then we have Captain Sonar. We're excited to get this to the table. It requires a certain amount of players to be played optimally, so we're working on getting those number of players together. And last but not least, we have Carnegie, and we're in Pittsburgh, so obviously Carnegie was a big figure here in Pittsburgh. Kind of a jerk, but you know, it is what it is. Let's get this in here. So that's that.
Well, I got off the floor. It was a process.
That was hard to do, but hopefully you enjoyed this video, getting a glimpse at our collection. We only got through Carnegie, so we only got to the CAs.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of games. So if you enjoyed this, we'll keep doing it. We have we can do it shelf by shelf, so each video is not too long, and that's it.
Well, remember,
every day that you game
is a holiday.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.